Let's first take a look at the final product. After tapping Start, the character will automatically move forward, and the character will change into a new appearance. You can use the up and down buttons to dodge enemies. The goal is to reach the endpoint. Step 1. Camera parameters. Start by creating a new scene and deleting all extra spawn points, leaving just one. Tap the top left corner to open Settings Map Settings. Tap Adjust at the Camera Parameters section. Select Landscape Angle Locked, then go to Customize. Set the field of view to 90. Set the horizontal offset to 100. Delete the clearance zone and the initial floor to clear the space for your design. Step 2. Set up the control buttons. Place a cube beneath the spawn point and adjust its length. Copy the cube, rotate it by 90 degrees, and set the x-axis size to 1. Stretch it and move it to the top. Copy the cube and move it directly below the current cube. Enter Demo to test the scene. Make sure the vertical positions are spaced appropriately to leave room for player movement in future levels. Go back to Build Mode, tap More Edit Interface, and drag a universal button onto the screen. Select the button, go to More Basic, and change its text to Start. Set the click event for this button to start, then set the event to Show UI to reset, and the event to Hide UI to start. These events control the start and reset actions in the game. Select the button and tap Copy, then set the new button's click event to reset. Set the event to Show UI to start and the event to Hide UI to reset. Change the button text to reset and disable the default displayed. Keep in mind, these overlap, not be separate buttons. Tap back in the top left corner and select the cube. Open More Physics, add Motor Motion 1. Name the Motion 1 Start to make it easy. Tap Start, the floor will move forward. Tap Reset, the floor will return to the starting position. However, this is a bit repetitive, so let's add some more interactive features. Tap More Edit Interface and drag a universal button onto the screen. Change the button text to Up. Set the press event to Up and the release event to Up 1. This means when the button is held down, the Up event will trigger, and when released, the Up 1 event will trigger. Next, copy the button and set the second button's text to Down. Change the press event to Down and the release event to Down 1. Tap Multi-Select, choose both buttons, and use a line to make them neat and organized. Tap back in the top left corner and select the cube. Open More, add Motor Motion 2 and change the name to Up. Set the Y velocity to 0 and the Z velocity to 500. Set the start event to Up and the end event to Up 1. Preview the movement, the cube should move upwards. Next, add another motor. Change the name to Down. Set the Y velocity to 0 and the Z velocity to -500. Set the start event to Down and the end event to Down 1. Preview the movement, the cube should move downward. Let's now give it a try. First, tap Start, you'll see the cube moving forward with your character. Then, tap down and watch the cube move downward. Tap up to make the cube move up. And just like that, you've got the basic control set. Step 3. Add level content. Tap Multi-Select and select the 2 rectangular platforms. Stretch them out to make them long enough for the gameplay. Once you've adjusted them, tap Multi-Select again to close the tool. Next, in the Models section, search for Ghost, pick a model you like, and drag it onto the scene. Resize and position it as needed. Now, let's add a destruction area from the mechanism logic. Adjust the size and position, but make sure not to fully cover the ghost with it. Leave a small part exposed on the right. Select the destruction area, tap Bind, and then select the small part of the ghost you left exposed. This will link the 2 objects together. Once they're linked, you can move both the ghost and the destruction area. Now, copy it, rotate it 180 degrees, and move it to the bottom. Then, copy the ghost again and move it to the right. Now, let's go demo mode and test it out. Use the buttons to dodge the ghost. If you collide with the ghost, your character will be eliminated and respawn. Tap Reset to return the cube to its starting position. Let's make the level more interesting. Search for Fairy in the library, pick a model you like, and place it in the scene. You can replace this with any other model if you prefer. Resize and position it to fit the scene. Go to More Physics, add Motor Motion 1. set the Y velocity to 0, and adjust the Z velocity based on the size of the object. I'll start with a speed of 1200, but you can adjust it based on the effect you want. Enable repetition and preview the movement. If the object moves too far, adjust the velocity. I'll set mine to 550 for a better effect. Now, add a destruction area and position it to bind the fairy. This will ensure. Copy the fairy and move it to the top rectangular platform. Set the Z velocity to a negative number so it moves upward. You can duplicate and adjust the position of the models as needed. Next, go to clearance zone to complete the level. Step 4. Expand the content. Let's expand the gameplay by adding a transformation mechanism. First, tap the top left corner to open mod. Here, you can select a module that you like from the list that's been shared. Tap the plus to add the module to the list, and tap the check mark to remove it from the list. For example, let's choose the Carlulu module. Tap the check mark to remove it, then tap it again to add it back. Now, let's go back to build mode. Tap mod on the right side. Here, you can select the module you just added. I'm going to add emote to the scene. Adjust its rotation and position to fit the scene. Next, tap on NPC and place a character in the scene. Tap more basic, enable custom appearance, and then tap custom appearance. Tap add from scene and select the MO we placed earlier. Attach it to the character, then adjust its size and rotation. Take a look at it by rotating the character, and when everything looks good, tap back. Now, tap more effects, disable show model to make the character disappear. Go to mechanism gameplay and place a trans to NPC. Adjust its position and size to fit the scene. Then, tap more basic, select scene NPC in the target type, and choose the NPC we just placed, which is our MO. Tap confirm. After setting the transformation, when we walk through the mechanism, our character will turn into the MO. If you find that the floor looks unnatural with the cube, you can make the cube more transparent. Select the cube, tap more effects material settings, and set the overall opacity to 0. This will make it behave like an air wall. But be careful, I don't recommend making it fully transparent. Tap demo to test it out. Tap start and you'll see your character transform into the MO. You can use the up and down buttons to control the character's movement. However, if the cube is fully transparent, you might have trouble finding it after respawning. It's best to adjust the material or keep some opacity so the player can still see the floor. Return to build mode. Delete the module you added earlier, and move the NPC to a hidden location in the scene. Finally, place a destruction area in the scene and move it to the top. Stretch it along the x-axis, then copy it and move the copy to the bottom of the scene. Now, select the cube and set the overall opacity to 0.1, so it's easier to see the floor's position. Now, let's test the game again. Tap start and use the up and down buttons to dodge obstacles. And there you have it, a fully functional side-scrolling platformer map. Feel free to customize and expand the map with your own ideas. Happy building!